In the annals of martial arts cinema, few matchups would be as compelling as a hypothetical battle between Johnny Sun and Bolo Yeung in their respective primes. While Johnny Sun exists as a fictional character from the 1993 film Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, his portrayal as a formidable kung fu master represents the archetypal traditional Chinese martial artist. Bolo Yeung, on the other hand, stands as one of the most feared and respected real-life martial arts performers in cinema history, known for his devastating combination of raw power and technical skill. This epic confrontation would pit two vastly different fighting philosophies against each other: the disciplined, traditional approach of Johnny Sun versus the explosive, physically dominant style of the legendary Bolo Yeung. Both warriors represent the pinnacle of martial arts excellence in their own right, making this theoretical battle a true clash of titans. Johnny Sun, as depicted in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, embodies the classical kung fu tradition with its emphasis on form, discipline, and philosophical depth. His fighting style draws heavily from traditional Chinese martial arts, particularly focusing on precise techniques, fluid movements, and strategic timing. Sun's approach to combat reflects decades of rigorous training under traditional masters, emphasizing the importance of mental discipline alongside physical prowess. In his prime, Johnny Sun would bring several key strengths to this battle. His technical precision would be unmatched, with every strike, block, and counterattack executed with textbook perfection. His deep understanding of traditional martial arts principles would allow him to read his opponent's movements and exploit weaknesses with surgical precision. Sun's mental fortitude, honed through years of traditional training, would make him nearly unshakable under pressure. However, Johnny Sun's traditional approach also presents certain vulnerabilities. His adherence to classical forms might make his movements somewhat predictable to an experienced opponent. Additionally, his focus on technique over raw power could prove disadvantageous against a physically superior adversary. His relatively lean build, while advantageous for speed and agility, might struggle against overwhelming force. Bolo Yeung entered his prime as a truly fearsome combination of martial artist and bodybuilder, earning the nickname Chinese Hercules through his decade-long reign as Mr. Hong Kong bodybuilding champion. Beginning his martial arts training at age 10 in Canton, Yeung developed under several kung fu masters before discovering his passion for bodybuilding, creating a unique fusion of technical skill and raw physical power rarely seen in martial arts. Yeung's fighting style represents the perfect marriage of traditional Chinese martial arts and modern physical conditioning. His massive frame, developed through years of dedicated bodybuilding, provides him with devastating striking power and nearly impenetrable defense. His martial arts foundation, built over decades of training, ensures that this raw power is channeled with deadly precision and efficiency. In his prime, Bolo Yeung's strengths would be immediately apparent to any opponent. His incredible physical strength would allow him to overpower most adversaries through sheer force. His intimidating presence alone has been known to psychologically defeat opponents before the first blow is struck. Years of film work alongside legends like Bruce Lee have honed his ability to adapt his style to different opponents and situations. Yet even the mighty Bolo Yeung possesses certain weaknesses that a skilled opponent might exploit. His massive muscular frame, while providing tremendous power, could potentially limit his speed and agility compared to lighter opponents. His preference for power-based techniques might leave him vulnerable to more technical, precision-based attacks. Additionally, his imposing size might work against him in prolonged battles where endurance becomes crucial. The battle would begin with both fighters circling each other cautiously, each seeking to gauge their opponent's capabilities. Johnny Sun would likely initiate with a series of probing attacks, testing Bolo's defenses while maintaining safe distance. His traditional training would dictate patience and observation, looking for the perfect opening to strike. Bolo Yeung would respond with his characteristic intimidating presence, using his massive frame to control the space and psychological atmosphere. His initial movements would be deliberate and powerful, designed to demonstrate the overwhelming force at his disposal. The early exchanges would likely favor Johnny Sun's speed and technical precision against Bolo's raw power and reach advantage. Round 2. As the battle intensifies, the fundamental differences in their approaches would become increasingly apparent. Johnny Sun would rely on his superior technique, using combinations of strikes, blocks, and evasive maneuvers to stay ahead of Bolo's devastating attacks. His traditional training would allow him to maintain perfect form even under the pressure of Bolo's relentless assault. Bolo Yeung would begin to press his physical advantages more aggressively, using his superior strength to close distance and limit Johnny Sun's mobility. His experience fighting alongside martial arts legends would inform his tactical decisions as he works to neutralize Sun's technical advantages through overwhelming force and intimidation. Round 3. The final phase of this epic confrontation would test both warriors' deepest reserves of skill, strength, and determination. Johnny Sun's traditional training would demand that he remain calm and focused, looking for the single perfect technique that could overcome Bolo's physical dominance. His years of disciplined practice will be put to the ultimate test as he seeks to find the crucial weakness in his opponent's seemingly impenetrable defense. Bolo Yeung would draw upon his extensive film experience and natural fighting instincts, combining his physical gifts with strategic thinking to corner his elusive opponent. His understanding of martial arts cinema's greatest battles will inform his approach as he works to end the fight with decisive, overwhelming force.
Examining this hypothetical matchup from a technical perspective reveals fascinating strategic elements. Johnny Sun's advantages lie primarily in his speed, technical precision, and tactical intelligence. His traditional training provides him with a vast arsenal of techniques and the ability to adapt fluidly to changing circumstances. His mental discipline could prove crucial in maintaining focus against Bolo's intimidating presence. Bolo Yeung's advantages center on his overwhelming physical superiority and intimidation factor. His combination of martial arts skill and bodybuilding achievement creates a unique fighting style that can dominate through pure force. His experience working with legendary martial artists has refined his natural abilities into a truly formidable fighting system. The key tactical consideration would be range management. Johnny Sun would need to maintain optimal distance to utilize his speed and technical advantages while avoiding Bolo's devastating close-range power. Conversely, Bolo would seek to close distance and use his physical dominance to overwhelm Sun's technical defenses. After careful analysis of both fighters' strengths, weaknesses, and fighting styles, I must tell you the winner based on their tools and capabilities. Bolo Yeung would emerge victorious in this legendary confrontation. While Johnny Sun's technical mastery and traditional training represent the pinnacle of classical martial arts, Bolo Yeung's unique combination of legitimate martial arts skill, overwhelming physical power, and real combat experience would ultimately prove decisive. Yeung's decade of bodybuilding championship, combined with his extensive martial arts foundation and years of experience alongside legends like Bruce Lee, creates a fighting package that would be extremely difficult for even the most skilled traditional practitioner to overcome. Johnny Sun's technical precision and mental discipline would certainly make this an incredibly competitive battle, and he would likely win several individual exchanges through superior technique. However, Bolo's ability to absorb punishment due to his massive frame, combined with his devastating counterattack power, would eventually wear down even the most skilled traditional opponent. The deciding factor would be Bolo Yeung's real-world experience and adaptability. Having trained and performed alongside actual martial arts legends, his fighting instincts have been honed through genuine high-level competition rather than purely traditional training. This practical experience, combined with his physical gifts, would allow him to eventually find and exploit the inevitable gaps in even perfect traditional technique. This hypothetical battle represents more than just a clash between two fighters. It symbolizes the eternal debate between traditional martial arts and modern fighting approaches. Johnny Sun embodies the classical ideals of discipline, technique, and philosophical depth that have defined martial arts for centuries. Bolo Yeung represents the evolution of martial arts into a more physical, practical, and adaptable discipline. Both approaches have their merits and their place in martial arts history. Traditional methods like those exemplified by Johnny Sun provide the foundational knowledge and mental discipline that form the backbone of all martial arts. Modern approaches like Bolo Yeung demonstrate how classical techniques can be enhanced through contemporary training methods and real-world application. The enduring appeal of such hypothetical matchups lies in their ability to spark discussion about what truly makes a martial artist great. Is it perfect technique, overwhelming power, mental discipline, or practical experience? Perhaps the greatest lesson from this analysis is that true martial arts mastery requires elements of all these qualities combined in a way that suits each individual practitioner's unique gifts and circumstances.